I guess I'll tune in the more.
Episode 4 of Unhinged. We got my boy Chris, special guest Dion, the other prime time as we like to say around here. It's gonna be lively for y'all tonight. Yeah, first off, as we do every episode, we shout out a small business. This time, it's gonna be a non-profit in the spirit of Christmas. We have SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions, helping kids beat depression, drug poverty, just finding resources local to them to really get a better start in life, man. And there's chapters all around the country, all 50 states. They're now international in the islands, where the girl Rihanna's from. Shout out to Barbados. But yeah, that's sad. Students Against Destructive Decisions, go donate. But like we do every episode, let's get into these questions. And my boy
So,
CJ is gonna kick it off with the first one, with Dion answering since he is our special guest.
hey,
All right, I'm not gonna say this is a controversial question, but depending on who you ask, it can be. But it's kind of like a two-parter.
Okay.
All right, so the question is, y'all still listen to R. Kelly?
I do not. I guess that's a partial question. There's songs that he's on that I don't have a problem listening to.
Okay.
Am I turning on the R. Kelly album just on the regular day? No.
I respect that.
All right, fair enough.
All right, listen. If you go to a black wedding and it's the step in the name of love is not in the playlist, I got a problem. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I was gonna
There
say,
it
are we dance? Are we stepping to step in the name of love? Yes, we.
And
is. I
then,
just asked you still listening to him. You know what I'm
then
saying?
my other playlist seems like you're ready. Um,
I mean, that kind of leads into the second question, like the king of R&B.
what was the question?
Is he the king of R&B?
See the king of R&B. Wow,
Man, he's
king.
written a lot of songs.
Ah, the king of
He's written a lot of songs.
R&B. I guess, man.
Trapped in the Closet goes down.
You sound so depressed answering that question.
It's like a title you may not want to give to
Who
him, but I
who has
mean,
who has clearly dethroned him?
you know,
Well,
yeah,
that's the thing. That's been my
we're not gonna
argument
give
for
it
a
to
while.
the yeah, we're not gonna give it to the ones that came after the Trey songs and the Chris Breezes. Like,
Trey
they,
not even in the conversation. Let's just
all
leave him
right,
out of it.
make,
Trey not even in there. He a part of the
Has a
genre.
potential. Chris has a potential, but R. Kelly went from peeing on women. R. Kelly's beating on women. I guess is where you feel on domestic violence at that point.
mm,
This is my stance with it. Like, all right, I'm gonna be honest. I still listen to him. Dude's catalog is crazy.
yeah,
Crazy.
When it comes to being the king of R&B, I separate R. Kelly and Robert. All right,
yeah,
it's two different people. Robert,
facts,
he's the one who's locked up right now.
yeah,
R. Kelly left with a whole discography of songs and
Oh,
songs that you actually a lot of people may not know that he wrote for.
oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
right,
His
right.
pen was crazy,
Uh-huh.
like crazy, crazy.
He was
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I give him the title of the king of R&B because not only does his like albums check out, songs check out, but his pen check out
Mm-hmm.
His
over
pen is why he's
decades.
behind bars right now. Why he's in the pen? If you
Again,
Yeah,
R.
I
Kelly,
agree.
great. Robert, you know what I'm saying? He had issues that did not get that handled. But
Which is a common thing among some of our celebrity greats, right?
yeah, Chris
Uh,
Brown, you know what I'm saying? He had issues with Riri. You know what I'm saying? But people,
issues, issues. That's how we labeling that.
listen,
Issues is like a disagreement.
well,
He,
they had issues that turned to a big problem.
she told this man he couldn't
You
dance
know what
and
I'm
he
saying?
the
So
so,
Lamborghini.
like,
so
I say, so like, if I had a top three, I'll be like, maybe R. Kelly as one, but then this is me. I'll have Usher at two, Chris at
mm,
three. That's just me personally.
see, because I keep thinking like, I mean, because we're thinking about a championship. We're thinking about one winner at the time. And I'm like, I mean, can we throw our Isley brothers in there? Because they ain't never
He
done
wrote for the
strong.
R. Kelly wrote most
R.
of the Isley
Kelly is a
Brothers
part of
later
that. I
hits. Yeah, you
Contagious,
can't do that.
Busted, Mr. Biggs. I mean,
He wrote so many of their hits. We can't. We got to take them out.
Well, then, hey, who can take the belt from them then? We missed.
Nope. I mean, the justice system did, but that's other than that.
Right.
Hey, hey, hey. Next question, bro.
That's the only thing that stopped them from writing more songs.
Hey, this is from Jordan. She asked she wanted her input. So this is either or. Let me know who'd you. I guess I won't say smash, but who you would choose. But you know what I mean. Trudy Proud from the Proud Family, or Nani from Lilo and Stitch, the older sister.
What? I gotta go with Nani from Lilo and Stitch.
Nani.
I'm going with the thick
I
one,
don't know
son.
who drew her. They had somebody in mind.
Way too curvy, right? Am I tripping?
Nah, the Disney of today is over from when we had gotten older is a little bit
Because
different when we was
most
younger.
Hawaiian girls, if you see, like, not the ones they show, like, you know, in the pictures and all that. I'm talking about like from the island of Hawaii. Look like they could be left tackles for the Browns. So
Yeah.
They built different.
I'm going with Trudy Proud because I literally have a Penny Proud and two twins. So I'm rolling with that. I'm rolling with that.
See, it's situational for you. For us, it is what it
Easy.
is.
I'm Oscar Proud in the
Easy.
flesh. I gotta roll with it. Uh,
I don't blame you.
That's
I don't blame
hilarious.
you.
I wasn't even thinking
Dion,
about that.
did you even have any questions? I know we kind of like let you watch a video and basically brought you in, but
And that was gonna be like I said, I was gonna say, hey, what comes in going in too, but I feel like the one I'll probably keep it on the secret. When it's pretty broad, you know me, my lane, the NFL, but
I got a sports question for you. So it's however you want to do it.
hey,
I mean, I got,
you the producer, lead the way.
I got another question. You know what I'm saying? It's like a.
Go ahead, Chris. Fire
I
off.
mean, it's more on the PG fun side, whatever, kind of nostalgic. But uh, top five '90s TV shows.
Mmm.
And
It ain't
That's
gotta be in order, just the top five.
because you got to get the classics though, right? Like you got to get like Martin.
Yeah,
That's probably my number one.
yeah.
Fresh
That's
Prince.
that's that's my number one.
Fresh Prince is a number two.
That's my number two. Yep.
Living Single is a number three for me. I feel like
Ooh,
that show is
okay.
slept on. It's
I
slept
had
on.
Jamie Foxx show.
Jamie Foxx is good, but I'm gonna have to go for my fourth. I'm gonna have to go with the Wayans brothers, which kind of goes into I guess the 2000s. But they were like 99. The Wayans brothers, like I remember
That
crying for
that
that.
that was funny. Pops was hilarious with them white boots.
The fifth one. I feel like I want to say Jamie Foxx show, but that might be recency bias since you said it. My Wife and Kids was like 2005, but that
Oh yeah, that
show's
was early 2000. Yeah.
man. I'm gonna leave out the Jamie Foxx show, and I'm gonna go with In Living Color.
mm,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's like,
My
top five, top
fourth
five.
one would be my fourth one was All That. Just
There we
Oh,
because
go.
that's just something what I'm saying. That was like one of them sketch comedy shows that,
Yeah,
anybody could watch. But it still
yeah,
has some like hidden stuff that as I'm like watching it like grown, I'm like, y'all slick with it. Okay. And then
yeah.
my final five, my fifth one was Boy Meets World. Only because it's Topanga.
Okay, there we go. See, I was like, we got top five that I feel the community speaks about, and the top five that was dear to me
yeah, do
Ooh,
during
Dear to You,
those
bro. Do Dear to
that
You.
Dear to
that
You
yeah
sounds good.
that precious decade of the '90s. Um, you said it. All that was one of them.
Mm,
I don't know if y'all remember Cousin Skeeter.
Hey,
I do
That
remember.
was
702
my
was the
show.
intro.
Man, go back and listen to that. There was a
It's
show called
good.
My Brother and Me. I don't know if y'all know about that.
I probably saw it, but I can't remember it.
If
I
I
think I
see
was
it, then
on
I remember
Nickelodeon
it.
as well with Cousin Skeeter. But then you said
Okay.
Living Color, Martin, and Boy Meets World, man. You said it.
See, like I watched Boy Meets World early in college. Like I knew who Topanga was, in love with her, but like, I mean, I could have easily thrown Home Improvement up there, dog. Like I
Hey.
in love. Home Improvement has some bangers in it. You know what I'm saying? But when I look at rewatch value, like all that doesn't cut it for me.
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, you gotta be
Mad
like a
TV does.
teenager on that.
But yeah, cause like early 2000s and 99s, I blend because like 101 was right there, My Wife and Kids was right there,
Hmm.
man, Family Matters was up there.
Oh man,
Hmm.
Family
Um,
Matters.
man, it's especially going through Paramount and HBO Max, man, there's some bangers on there. So
Hey,
yeah,
there's a lot of bangers on there.
I haven't
I
seen
was
A
my
gonna
lot
say
of bangers.
my cousin
Family
sent me.
Matters, and they probably get upset that we ain't none of us said Fresh Prince, but
I
Yeah,
said
Fresh
Fresh
Prince.
Prince. It was my number two.
okay,
Yeah, Fresh
yeah,
Prince is my number two behind Martin.
I
I'm
think that's
sorry.
always it. Just aged so well, like him hitting on girls, like it just the light skin or like the light skin. He might have started a light skin trend low key. Like I might give it to Will Smith and Fresh Prince.
I can see that. I
You know
can
what
see
I'm
that.
saying?
Now, I will say, in Fresh Prince, they had one of the meanest crossover events that's happened.
With who?
I'm Viv.
Oh yeah, that was insane. Yeah,
When I tell you everybody was shook when they saw a light skin Aunt Viv, like, hold on. They did a great job when they like gave Jazz the lines of just like
Hey,
something looks different.
yeah. I was about to say
And
that.
I'm like, yo, that's a smooth transition to like, all right, let's just drop the
Push
bag.
it.
She light skinned, dark one, she out,
Yeah, but that
keep it going.
right, right.
chocolate always has a different effect. You know what I'm saying? Um, as I say that as a dark skinned brother. Hey, hey, this is for Dion, just because I knew I was gonna have him on the show. Who goes way too hard? Michael Jordan fans or LeBron James fans? Who's over the top?
Man, that's a tough one for sure. Who goes over the top?
Because you got people Michael Jordan fans will call LeBron fans bronzexuals, as we all have probably heard them say. And then you
Yeah,
got
That's a new one to me.
oh yeah, that's been out there for a minute.
I
Um,
missed that.
I saw somebody I saw a LeBron fan. This is why I said, bro, y'all going way too hard. But someone said Bronny James is doing better than Marcus Jordan. They said even LeBron breathes better. I said, bro, stop.
Wow.
you answered your question right there,
And then you have
Wow.
Michael Jordan fans who have like recency bias, right? Like they only remember the great things about Michael Jordan, but then they keep stats and pick screenshots on their phone. I'm like, bro, why are you walking around with a grown man's stats in your pocket, bro?
man.
Like,
Come
It's
on.
why did
a
did he
valid
go?
question on both sides.
Hey,
So,
I because I can probably answer that a little bit because I know I've danced around with some screenshots in my pocket just to save them for brothers like y'all for conversations when they get in depth about a man being 6-0 and then another man being I don't know what it is even more 4 or 5 whatever it is. But I have been that guy to keep those screenshots. Like I'm sure I've sent some to Dewan during during the workday. Like here
we
you
had a
go.
6 month long battle on Messenger to the point I said this might hurt our friendship, dog. We keep going.
Going back and forth about Bron and Jordan, and y'all haven't heard me say nothing about LeBron James in a minute. The
Hey,
man, the man breaks the all-time scoring record. And I'm like, there's nothing else to say.
do you respect the level that he's playing at this age in his career, though?
You got to. That's why I'm like, I'm done. You know,
Yeah,
I wish some of the younger guys were balling so hard they were just wiping him out of the gym, but he's still dropping 25 when he wants 30 if it seems like if he can. And if only AD was, a smooth working machine all the time, it seems like he potentially would have another championship. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I ain't
AD
got
is just
nothing to
like a
say
up
about
and
Bronny.
down
So I
roller
don't
coaster right
classify
now.
you as a super Michael Jordan fan. Like I don't put you in that classification. I put you as a guy who like grew up in the '90s, grew up as a like Michael Jordan was that guy you wanted to be like, and I
Hmm.
respected that. And that's your hero. No one can replace your hero. That's where I put you at. I don't put you as like over the top, because you can't have conversations with those guys. Same on the other end with Bron fans. You can't have a conversation. So when someone tells me that Michael Jordan is like their number one, I was like, hey, I see the resume, I get it,
Yeah,
but I feel like I can say the same thing about LeBron. But it seems like whenever you bring stuff up, someone's got to bring up either LeBron or Michael cross the line.
Hmm.
Like, bro, just let them be great, bro.
yeah.
I get wild when
I'm
people bring up Kobe. I'm like, bro, Kobe doesn't make my top three Laker right now. Like, he might be number three.
uh, because I was gonna say the other day I was thinking that if it really came down to it, maybe I say Kobe's the GOAT. Um,
Nah.
just the way people were describing about how Stephen A was saying how Kobe called him one day and how he would talk to him about basketball. breaking down basketball to him. You hear people talk about that killer instinct. We saw the last game. That last game he played is still in my head. I have I have
He
young
dropped
ladies who watched
40,
his last game and were blown away by that. Like what is that? And I mean, it's that just wow factor. It was.
especially when he
I
missed
feel
like
like
the first 15 shots.
yeah, that
Yeah,
killer mentality, which that's another thing I feel like makes me give that edge to Jordan is like when I talk about greats, I'm talking about that person that walks in the gym and you fear them a little bit. That dude's he's gonna beat me, or at least he's got me scared a little bit. And I just hear people say they don't fear Braun like that. I'm not saying that if he walks up to you,
FG pushed him into the stands,
hey,
and he
well, here's
yeah,
the thing.
said,
All
"I
right, so here's
never
the thing with
won a
Jeff Teague.
playoff game." Have y'all seen that
Jeff,
clip?
yeah,
yeah,
Jeff Teague, he always been petty. He said he's a sore loser from the jump. So
He said,
regardless if it was
"Yeah,
LeBron or not, somebody was going into the stands in the first couple of rows. That was going to
anybody.
happen
well, he
regardless.
was at the end of the game because he's like, man, the Hawks cheering for him. You know what I'm saying? I got boosted and stuff." And then he was saying, he's like, I never won a playoff series because of him.
Yeah,
There's a
And then
lot
if
of
you
people who
listen
can say
to
that.
Paul George's podcast, and Paul George, and who was it, DeMar DeRozan when he was in Canada, he says he swept y'all that year. He swept us. And it's like, bro, they're having trauma bonding time because of Bron sweeping them. That's when Bron hit that one off the leg of the glass, and then you realize, like, oh yeah, that's why nobody came to the East but Carmelo. That's why no one
Here's the
came to.
thing,
And
like
it's like 10 straight, bro,
Brian was.
a decade
They
you come to
named
my East.
Toronto Bronto, like Toronto or whatever they was. They named it after him after like 4 years of just destruction. Like the fact
man.
you got to go to another country, demolish the team, and have by the end of the game, they fans cheering for you. Like you a different dog. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying? Like
that's what Amon said about Steph. He said, man, the guard is cheering for him, light skinned man. So I feel like when Brown retires, bro, all the stories will come out. Like when I think it was the Denver Nuggets coach when he said, "Hey man, we was calling for play for Jr." Brown and racist said, "Nah, give it to me," and went to the corner. Oh, that's when he hit the one off the knee, and
yeah,
that's when he was like, and it's like we don't hear that, so we don't think he has killer instinct because of his outside image. He has to since he was 15, he's had to be that guy. You know what I
he has
mean?
like
So
he's a more of a quiet killer instinct compared to like Jordan. Like Jordan, he'll let you know like
get the f
you
off the
you
team.
look you look at him, it's like all right, you have a
Brown just
like a
gonna
horrible
trade you in the
practice.
middle of the night, bro. Brown gonna
Yeah,
trade. You're a Pokemon card, Brown, bro.
Brian will legit like dissect every team's plays to make sure his team knows. So that way, while he's calling a plays, he already know the play that we're gonna run to counterbalance that.
Hey,
Like
listen,
his intellect is what people quote unquote fear. Like you ain't gonna
100%.
like you know what I'm saying like tackle him like when he's going to the hoop. Well, early on in his career they did, but like I mean
Shaq,
they tackled the fool out of him multiple times. But like his
Boogie,
whole thing is if I can outsmart you on this court, I already got the edge. Like
it's
even
chest.
yeah, DeRozan, he said it best on Paul George's podcast. Like he telling plays that we just drew up, like out of timeout. Like how did somebody know that? You know what I'm saying?
Bro. Only him and
And that's
Bron
why I
go have
respect with
career the
Brian.
same
With,
man.
with MJ, like I said, he just that killer instinct's always been him because of just like how he grew up,
Right.
just like how and just like the that basically the era that he came out of. You know what I'm saying? The 80s and 90s. I mean, you had to be a killer.
Yeah.
Like
He was
Bad
killing.
It,
Boy Pistons with nothing to
Hey,
play with.
MJ was a
right.
killer with them dice.
Which was kind of the question I was going to ask is, do you think? I mean, I know they said the rules have changed a little bit, hip checking, blah blah blah. Would you say, I starting with LeBron, would you say the NBA is tougher or about the same now than it was early in his career? Because you made the statement that he was getting tackled a little bit more early on. You think it's the same finesse of basketball versus
Well,
first half of his career versus now, or would you say,
I think when he got, so I'd say like the first 7 years in Cleveland, they ain't never seen somebody with like his size, speed, athletic ability, and just like that pure dominance, like in the league. Because like at that time, yeah, Kobe and Shaq was like the most dominant player for a good minute. So like when the hack of Shaq was happening, you know, Shaq kind of just already was like, all right, I'm gonna take it, whatever. But like Brian he kind of had that same aura of just like, if I hack him, I mean, I can call a foul on every play when he goes to the hoop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they pick and choose on when to actually start, making them calls. But like now, like refs know more of, okay, he's more situational now, so I understand what type of fouls he's trying to draw right now. Beforehand, early in his career, he's just going to the basket and just getting that and one off rip. Now he has to be more conscious of like, okay, I ain't really got to drive that many times to the hoop, but I can still pull up or get you with a pump fake and draw a foul.
Right.
So he's more intellectual with it now. But like back then, I mean, you can call a foul if you want, but it is what it is.
I feel like the type of basketball that's being played back then, he could carry terrible teams more. Versus in this NBA, you can't carry terrible teams like you could back in the day. Right? They showed the 2018 Warriors or 17 Warriors, and their average game was like 115 points. It was like first in the NBA, and they showed it like recently. It was like 15th. Like you got to be able to hit threes right now. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta be able to hit even the worst teams like the Spurs when they beat the Lakers, bro. The one or the Dallas Mavericks, like the fourth option was hitting like 8 threes. Like your fourth option has to be able to get you 20 points. I feel like back in the day, at least when he first went to the first finals he lost when he got swept by the Spurs, no one else was scoring over 20 points, and no one mentions that. Like your second guy is not scoring over 20 points. The guy who's an all-star was a defensive all-star. You can carry that type of team back then. You can't take that type of team. They got that might not even make the play-in, bro. So I think
Nah.
that's the difference. The type of style you have to play, and he can't. If he was in his prime, like year 16 to 18, Braun, maybe he could carry because he was averaging like 38 points, 12 rebounds. Like year 18, Braun was so ridiculous. If he had that right now with the Lakers, I think he could carry some championships without AD and Austin Reeves. But right now, he only got enough juice for the playoffs, and he charging his AA batteries every other game.
Hey, you got to.
For real. For
All the
real.
time is
Uh,
undefeated.
yeah, I saw. I've just been. I try to not get too heavy into the basketball while my football's still around because when that disappears, I go into depression mode. But I've been noticing these scores are it's 155 to 130. I'm like, how many overtimes is this? And they're like, no, that's 4 quarters. I'm like, well, who's playing defense? Is are the threes hit like that efficient these days? These days, that it doesn't matter how good your defense is.
Yeah.
Is it literally that
Defense is
type of game these days?
defense is more situational now.
In the playoffs,
That's just
it'll
what
come
it is.
back. It'll come
No,
back.
that's what I'm saying. Like playoffs, you'll see the defense show up. That's a natural thing. Everybody knows what's on the line. Everybody knows what they're trying to accomplish. But like regular season, that's strictly money.
Yeah.
The more points you score, the more people you get in the seats, the more entertaining. It's
It's
just
for
a
the
whole
casual. It's for the casual viewer. If you
yeah,
enjoy the game of basketball and you want defense, you got to go to college or high school.
yeah. College they have the sets. You know what I'm saying?
I hate
I mean,
college basketball format though. It should be 4 quarters. I hate the Cavs. I
no,
hate it.
I get it, 100%. But like for like NBA with like the defense they got, everybody kind of knows what people are trying to run. So at that point, it's just like the offensive skill sets take over. That's
Yeah.
where everybody knows Steph is looking for a three shot. That's natural. You don't know where you're pulling it from, but you know
He
it's going to
drives a
happen.
lot, bro. People be hating on my guy. So Steph drives the ball a lot.
No, here's the thing. Steph, his way of getting to the basket is definitely underrated in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's nothing to the caliber of Kyrie. It's still something to like legit talk about. I always told people this. I'm like, imagine if Steph had Kyrie's handles and ability to finish at the basket, and Kyrie had Steph's 3-point shot. Who winning on that?
I think Steph can finish just as well as Kyrie. I
Mm,
I don't think it's as flashy. I don't think it's as flashy because Kyrie, you don't want an ISO. But I mean, Steph was number 2 or number 1 and finished under the basket for like 4 straight years. It just wasn't flat. It just wasn't flashy. Kyrie make you look like you in NBA 2K career mode. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Kyrie.
well, that's what I'm saying though. And just like, and plus like Kyrie's backstory on why he has to finish the way he does. Bro ain't had a really full backboard. You had pieces of a backboard. So he had to spin the ball to make sure he had some type of way of getting in the basket. So his whole mentality is, I'm gonna play defense while playing offense.
I get it. I'm taking Steph over Kyrie though for under the basket and the three. Because if
Yeah,
Kyrie's a one
I
under the
separate them.
basket and Steph's a two or a three, to me, there's not that's not big. That's not a big enough gap. That three
Yeah.
point, that is a huge gap. That you know what
No,
I'm saying?
three points the new is the new thing. Like, well, not a new thing, but it's just like the most like exciting thing. Steph
Yeah,
practiced his three because when he came into the league, he didn't have too much weight to really keep driving to the
he had them
basket
bad
with it.
ankles too, though. He had them.
Them ankles was shot. Bro had weighted things like on his ankles to make sure he had balance. Kai, he was just gonna finish.
Yeah,
Kai's jump shot is pure. It's not as pure as the Steph's because Steph had to practice a little bit more. So that's where like his threes are just like
Steph
butter.
has a weird shot to me. He has that push. You ever see how Steph shoots? It's
No,
like a
yeah, for
push.
sure. I'm not sure
Him
how
and
big his hands is, but he probably need that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't got the size hands of Kawhi Leonard. You can just flick it
oh,
off with two fingers. You feel me?
The that that NBA in season tournament, I think it went as a good amount of people saw it, how it was going to go. Seemed like there was confusion at the beginning. Some players were like, we don't know the format, we don't know who gets paid, how you get paid, and then once it started catching on, it seemed like the competition definitely. People started saying you could see more competition as that tournament went
there
on.
was some great games. There was some
No,
great
it
games.
was a
Yeah,
lot of great games. A lot of great
Tyrese
and
Halliburton
great
had me
trial,
out
great trial
here.
runs.
Tyrese
it,
Halliburton had me going crazy, bro. I'm like, dude, 'em. I ain't gonna say what I was going. I was like, do them ninjas. You know what I'm saying? Do them anyway, every way.
He was going unconscious a lot of times too.
So yeah,
Blacked out
so
like he actually like in the playoffs, and I think that's like what like brought the NBA a little bit more to relevance is just adding that wrinkle into the season.
for sure.
Because seeing regular season games, yeah, it's cool and everything, but like if you on a back to back, you ain't gonna show up for the next night. You put a lot of
right.
injury into the other night, so I mean, it is what it is. Now, if you know you about $500,000 grand prize
Yeah,
winning the group play, uh, hey, let me get some ice packs immediately
Remy
yeah,
before
Mike.
we
yeah,
even
yeah.
leave the court. Go ahead and slap them things on. I'm walking to the plane. 500K for a lot of them dudes. That's like double, triple their income, especially for the G League.
Right. And I was just thinking. I mean, what I've been asking for years. I mean, not like anybody's really listening to me, but is the shorten this NBA season. I
Why?
mean, 82 games, I think, is a push. 60, 50 games, and I feel like we would see that competition more if they had 60, 50 games to fight for a playoff spot. I also think eight, nine, 10 teams, however many playing teams they got, is a little bit too much. When that's six teams, I feel like each conference is enough. I think that's how the NFL does it.
Yeah, but
Versus letting half the league into the playoffs. It's like, yeah, some of
Again,
these people seem like they
it's
coach for
money.
that play-in spot, and it's like, yeah, let me get a couple extra checks and I'm all right.
I don't think they are. I
I don't think
think
the
most of
coaching.
the season is figuring out your rotations against certain teams, and then it allows you to rest certain guys. But most of it's money, man. Like I want to see the Lakers, but I live in Cleveland. I'm not flying to LA. So when they come to Cleveland, I'll spend more money knowing I'm gonna see at least one, maybe a back-to-back game out here, or LeBron and Wemby. You know what I mean? I'll pay money to see that. So I think it's more about money. You think about baseball is 162 games or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
A team will
and
come to play 3 or 4 games. They'll be here for a week and a half, bro. You'll be like, those games aren't meaningless, and then you'll see that a team misses the playoffs by a game, and it's like, I guess they do matter. You know what I'm saying?
They matter they matter a lot more than people realize in baseball.
I get what
I
you're
follow
saying.
baseball because I that's like my first love. I grew up watching baseball, like Indians, watching Kenny Lofton, Manny Ramirez, like Jim Tomey. That was me. So like that's the soft spot for me. But like baseball, like the only thing that got baseball to where it was just like, okay, we need to figure out something is the length of the actual game.
mhm.
That's where people were just like, all right, I gotta like we're watching a baseball game on a Tuesday. I gotta work in the morning. I ain't trying to be here for 3 hours.
Hey, I get
Now they actually have like a time clock to where like the average game last year was like probably 10 minutes over 2 hours. That's perfect.
Yeah,
Like if the game starts at 7 and game will be over like 9:10, 9:30 at the latest. If there's no like extra innings,
it.
you good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the wrinkle that they needed to make sure they get more people in the seats. And now they create a whole experience within those 2 hours that you're like, you know what? I'm gonna come back again during the day.
Right.
Come back during the day. That day drinking hit a little different.
Dude, hey, shout out to our Columbus Clippers because yeah, they have some good specials for us work days that I've hit up. But I know us Columbus people, we can't wait for something like that. But when I'm at work, I gotta say I am kind of confused about those Tuesday MLB games. I'm like, it's 1 o'clock. Who's at these games? How do these organizations stay running when it seems like half of this season, most of the games are like this? They're playing on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm like, who was at these games? It seems like it's a 30,000, 40,000 capacity stadium, and it's a Tuesday afternoon, and 1,000 people are there. How do these baseball teams, or how's this? Is the MLB really bringing in that much revenue? Where it's like,
They
hey,
bring in
yeah,
so
we,
much
Have you
revenue
seen the
that
contracts?
each
I
individual.
guess I have. I did see 700 million the other day. I thought he won a lottery ticket or something. I thought a baseball player won a lottery
Bro,
ticket. I didn't think that was
listen.
a contract.
I tell this like to everybody who asks about baseball. Baseball contracts, all of them, it don't matter big or small, are
Fully
all
guaranteed.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
and what's very smart about what he did, he deferred a lot of that contract for the first like 5, 6 years. So he's getting 2 mil off of that contract. On the back end, whether he plays or not, bro got 68 mil coming his way.
Jesus Christ.
Now, granted, he is in LA, so them taxes gonna take half of that off
Woo.
rip. But still,
Yeah. But
baseball, that's that money.
they make $10.32 billion a year. Each individual like system farm and they run their own fund. They make their own fund. So each team averages about $345 million a year. Um, so baseball makes money. It's America's sport, man. It's America's sport. More kids are
Yes.
going to sign up for baseball this year than football in the spring and in the fall. You know what I'm saying?
And it's an easier transition for like kids to understand what sports are.
Yeah.
Because you think about it growing up, it was either t-ball or soccer for a lot of kids. For me, it was t-ball. My mom wasn't having me join Pop Warner until I was like at least eight,
Hmm.
Yeah.
8 or 9. That way I can actually like defend myself if I needed to. She ain't trying to see me, 5, 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? If I get hit the wrong way, try to like take out somebody's helmet, and then I start crying, he start crying, and what the ref gonna call?
Right, right, right.
Well, not to switch it up on you fellas. Y'all think Jonathan Majors did that?
I saw the video. Twitter had it. Black Twitter had it on. I saw the
Black
video.
Twitter.
Bro was running like a sunken place. It was.
So he was acquitted on that video. That video
Huh?
he was actually acquitted. So he was acquitted on that. He didn't. They said, "Hey, you didn't harass or assault her on that," but he got legally hit on assault and harassing on another portion. And I said, probably 2 days before the recording came out, I said, no woman records their first time getting hit by a man. When a woman starts recording, you've done this a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
and she's now scared for her life and she wants proof. And so I said he was guilty then. Did not go over well in the shade room. I got roasted for hating on a black man. I don't care, man. You hit a woman, you trash. And I'm watching
No,
Love
no,
Country right
I
now.
feel you on that. Like you hit a woman, that's the lowest of lows. Like, bro, like you need to do a lot better. But I'm also on the aspect of if you know you're innocent, but you know you've created or you've been inside of a relationship that you know you're not going to probably win, that kind of says a little bit more on the decision making prior to that happening. Because you kind of saw some signs, and this is just me, just my opinion. I'm pretty sure he saw some signs to where like, all right, something different with homegirl, something I don't like this, but he kept it pushing because that's his girl. But like you said, a woman doesn't record, you know, as like a first time of being, assaulted by somebody. Like
Mm.
that's not a natural human thing. Like I'm not gonna record myself about to get jumped. I'm putting the phone down to protect myself. I got to get my guard up. I mean, it's common sense. So that tells right
I'm
there,
thinking I
there's
may.
some type of intention.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking. Like I said, it's football season, so it's happy time for me, and my team is. I think I smell a Super Bowl coming. I don't know. It
The
might just
Bro,
be
you've
Cowboys,
been
the,
smelling the
Cowboys
same
just
thing
won
from the
Super
90s.
Bowl.
or it could just be the candle I have lit over there. Just,
You like
it,
something else over there.
but
You
I
can slide
that's
past
it.
that.
It's with so much going on these days. We got so much access and videos and everything, and we're working on stuff, trying to do shows. So and then be family people. So I guess maybe I haven't seen all the videos to where I can't make a judgment yet.
I
I
respect
think
that.
the only videos I've seen is a video of her supposedly laying down in the closet, and then the video of him running and her chasing him.
Yeah,
And I'm like, man, she got some stamina. Like
it's probably why he's
you
so.
ain't, you still going, girl. You know where he going. You can stop, and I'm sure you could. She's still going. I was like, she's still running. She got some. Hey, shout out to
I ain't gonna
her
lie
her
to you.
workout regimen because that.
I felt
Now
bad
we
for the
know why he
driver.
stayed. Now we know why he stayed.
I felt bad for the driver. I'm like,
So
Okay, I respect if you don't have enough information to make an adequate
yeah,
decision. I
because it sounds like maybe there's a video I may be missing because I haven't seen a video of them actually.
it's just there's so many
I didn't jump too deep
clips
into
and
it. I heard
stuff.
a recording and then I saw the video, but
Yeah,
yeah, Jonathan Major robbed us of a great Kang dog, and that's why I'm really upset. More, I hope the
Bro,
victim's okay, 100%. I hope she gets through
no, for
that.
sure.
you
Um,
know,
But that
because
that Disney Marvel check, whew,
yeah,
because he
yeah,
played
because we're
well. Who knew him playing roles here in a white woman so well was from an authentic place in history.
I would have talked to Key and Peele about that. I'm pretty sure he has something lined up for him.
Hey, Tubi a
right.
call. Tubi got that check too now.
Yeah,
Tubi's
man.
check is a little different though. That might be like, yo, let me give you this check, but don't cash it until like 2 to 3 business days.
Certified check. I need a certified check from Kimba.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't a cashier's check. That's handwritten from somebody in the HR department.
Last one, I'm gonna get you boys out of here, and this is I just put Jordan on to this earlier. There's a video circulating TikTok, and TikTok's like great right now for just outlandish stuff. Where Cassie has
Hmm.
allegedly handed over tapes to the
Oh no,
FBI about P Diddy,
here we go.
male escorts, uh, her getting peed on allegedly. People just doing crazy stuff to her, and I hope she really does get like the healing and therapy that she deserves. But in the tapes, they say TD Jakes, Pastor TD Jakes, is in the tapes, and that he's a power bottom.
Nah.
So
Whew,
I guess the
listen, this
question is, what is the likelihood that this is true?
dude,
And how do
that's
you
what I'm talking
react to
about.
this information? It could be the first time you're hearing this. It could be the second or third. We'll ask it while it's fresh.
Yeah, just like I said, I thought the baseball player won the lottery ticket when I saw 700 million. You got to really dig into these headlines. Because yeah, I saw something about TD Jakes, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. What am I reading right now? No.
I'm eating cakes right now.
Oh,
So,
see,
so
see, see.
see, and that's another thing about our society is it only takes one headline. It only
One,
takes one headline to steer a story a certain type of way. Your question was how likely do I think it is, dude? I want to say very unlikely because the stuff that I'm hearing is in my eyes as a regular person, and the kinks and fetishes I have, those are not in the repertoire.
please explain further what
Oh
you're.
gosh. All right, we
Please
really
explain.
here. Okay.
I'm just saying I'm a pretty simple guy. So when I hear certain stuff like what you just said, I'm like, okay, there's you just said there's footage of this from a person that is very well respected in this world by some people. So when you hear
Myself.
these type of stuff, these rumors, I just don't. I automatically just don't want to believe them, especially when they say there's footage. Um,
So
you
Dion says
know,
his fetishes are light skinned girls in handcuffs. He keeps it simple.
With
gotta
the,
be
the ball
careful
fade
with
on
the.
one side, long hair on the
Con,
other.
w- all, I just know that it's always with consent. If I ever have ever in such a experiment with such a
And
thing.
that's hey,
Hey,
consent is the most attractive thing. All right, don't let nobody tell you differently.
that's
You
like the floor
always,
level. Consent is the floor level. I'm at the penthouse with a full participant. You know what I'm
How
saying?
you think you gotta get to the penthouse? You gotta start the
Actually,
lobby.
so yeah, man. I don't. I
Really?
hope those videos. I hope it's not true. Videos to the FBI. Here we go again. Because we were just talking about another young lady videotaping stuff, and then they
well,
said that NBA
no,
player
no, no, no. These are
screenshots.
Diddy's. These are
This is
Diddy's
different.
USBs that I'm thinking she stole in the breakup. This is she had Kim Porter's burner phone allegedly. In her
I
loft,
guarantee you it's a Nokia.
her she passed away in 2018. It was probably an iPhone. Um,
A lot of this stuff
so
happened like mid 2000s though.
yeah, but like her phone, she passed away in like 2018, right?
I don't know when she passed, but I'm saying like as far as like burner phones and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
uh,
So here's the thing: they have NDAs that signed. So in her lawsuit was so detailed, Dion, that Diddy close settled that within 24 hours.
hmm
Which one says, okay, like this is he didn't want that to open up a can of worms, and it opened up the gates of hell because a lot of people came forward. Now the FBI has gotten involved because of certain stuff because her husband is pushing forward. Allegedly, this is all allegedly. So when this goes on YouTube right
Right.
now, allegedly could be proven true.
Right.
Um, it's to the point where it's like, okay, this is way too detailed. You know what I'm saying? For someone to be lying. The
and
lawsuit was
here's the
so
thing.
the lawsuit was so detailed that like it's like why would someone desecrate themselves and their image about that? And then they settled. It was a civil case. So when a civil case is settled, you can still be brought to the court of. And I think that's what they initially want. You know what I mean? And then it
No,
comes
for
out
sure.
her husband. Her husband has ran in domestic violence 5Ks and 10Ks in like the past 5 years or 2 or 3 years they've been together. So it's like it's starting to. I think she's
Well,
starting to get strength and support from her husband come through.
here's the thing
Now
with
you're saying
Diddy though. Like, it's just like
husband of who? Husband of who though?
Cassie.
Cassie.
So okay. So after Diddy, she got married.
Immediately, she fell in love. This guy's taken care of. He's healed
She
her. He
so
loved
the
her. She got
person that she
Wow.
married was it
I'm
was
so
her
far.
trainer while she was still dating Diddy. That's how they knew
Okay.
each other. Now, when it comes to Diddy and all of this ain't the first time these type of allegations have been brought up from certain
Right.
artists. Whether it be financial stuff, whether it be like his parties or whatever. Like a lot of people, a lot of artists, I should say, a lot of artists or just like people who used to work for him, you can tell by the way that they talk about him in like interviews after not working or being around him that they want to say something, but they can't for legal purposes. Cassie, on the other hand, she was like legit in the trenches with him because that's who she was dating. So if anybody has credible like resources, credible like information, it would be her. And that's why she, and this is my opinion, I believe she even brought up the lawsuit to begin with because I think this is a part of her healing process of what she had to endure. She had to do a lot of things I'm pretty sure she didn't want to while in that relationship.
It said that she had like guys peeing on her, male escorts, and
Like
pooping on
that's
her.
trauma right there. Like
And it's like
that's
he
I'm
was
not saying it's not, but
no,
again,
no.
I'm
I'm
just
saying
saying that you know.
no. I get it. I'm just saying like as far as like catching you up as far as just like the totality because like Diddy having these type of allegations like I said with finances or just like even his sexuality has been questioned many times. A lot of it never comes out because for whatever reason, either NDA or just like complete fear. Personally, another person who I believe probably has some good information on like what was going on behind the scenes is Foxworth Bentley. Like
Right.
dude dancing in the videos, like bro was around Diddy for a while. So I'm pretty sure he saw something. So like there's a lot of artists who know what goes on behind closed doors. Like I said, they just can't talk about because of the NDA. I don't
Right.
think Cassie had to sign an NDA every time because she was just there. So, like I said, this is where the confidence of her, giving out, serving the lawsuit to Diddy and him responding within 24 hours, that tells a lot more than him coughing up 30
yeah.
mil. Like you
Yeah.
responding with money off of allegations within 24 hours, that's unheard of. You
He
know
said,
you're guilty if you coughing up that money within 24 hours.
he said, cut the check.
And here's the
Yeah.
thing, like people
Uh,
are still gonna come at him
uh,
because all right, they know the blueprint. And what's crazy is you start to see the domino effect on how Diddy's quote unquote empire has starting to take a fall because like he had to give up his position at Revolt. He had to give up his position at his other companies because now it's become more of a commercial legal thing because you got investors a part of your corporation who don't want anything a part of it and they ain't trying to lose their money either.
And the girl
You're
he's
gonna
currently with
be,
has
taken
came
off the
out and said
board,
she's done
or
some of that though,
we
and
gonna sue
she's
you
cool with it.
too. Like what you gonna do?
right. And I guess that's my whole thing is I feel like they say in our society now is everybody nowadays it's guilty until proven innocent. So when allegations and stuff come out, I understand where there's smoke, there's fire, but it's always like after somebody's feelings get hurt. Um, and where I feel like a lot of these things come out. And sure, you're not gonna be in a good situation with somebody and they're like, oh, I'm gonna tell them about all the wild things that you do. But it's these are some pretty just insane accusations, and I feel like not saying that they're not true or they are, I have no idea. But I guess for me, it's the over the years you hear people try to say that, oh, it's people with money when they start to get a bunch of this money and they start doing some pretty
Yeah,
outlandish, outrageous stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess as a normal everyday American, I just can't even fathom because I'm like, I, I
trust me,
wouldn't kiss
I
somebody's,
get it.
you
I get
know,
it, and I see it like that. I'm on the other side of Twitter and TikTok is like you want to say it's been jumping. So like a lot of information is coming out, a lot of credible information is coming out. Whether how you decipher it, that's on you. However you want to quote unquote choose sides, that's on you as well. But like I think with like I said, I'm just speaking on this situation and just Diddy as a person and business. It's never been that healthy look, and I think and I'll say this, I think one of the situations that actually, and this is like full circle, one of the situations that kind of caught people not by surprise, but caught people's attention is the whole R. Kelly situation. Because there's stuff behind the scenes that people didn't know about and stuff like that. But as soon as like documentary comes out, him doing interviews trying to clear his name, like there was like a small blueprint of okay, like you said, where there's smoke there's fire. He had stuff legit bonfire to a T. Whereas Diddy, he has enough power in the industry and he thought he was a little bit more smarter than most with the NDAs to where he can put out the fire but knows how to relocate it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like when you know how to do that, you feel invincible. You feel like, okay, I can just get away with anything. People love me. He call, him calling himself brother love ain't a good look in my opinion. That's just me. But like you have
And
to rename like you renaming yourself Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, P Diddy, like you have a lot of different corporations under different aliases, in my opinion. That says something too. Who you gonna sue? P Diddy? All right,
hey,
say
with
less.
that, we putting points together. We can call him Puff Daddy or Pump Daddy, whichever comes to the case first. We've
Yeah,
enjoyed our brother Dion, man. We're gonna have to have you on a regular time, and this has been great
man.
conversation, great thoughts. We appreciate you taking time out your day. Same with Chris, man, with the love shirt, man. I meant to scoop me up one up before they close down, but this has been episode 4, season 1 of Unhinged. We'll catch you guys next time.
Appreciate you, brothers. Thanks for having me on. It's a privilege and an honor, man.